good morning, good morning. Welcome to episode 2 of the Tiny Talks Tesla podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are profitable. Last night, July 22nd, was the 2020 Q2 earnings call, and Tesla posted profit for Q2.
And as a result, we were able to achieve our fourth consecutive profitable quarter. And although the automotive industry was down about 30% year over year in the first half of the year, we managed to grow deliveries in the first half of the year.
Now, why was this so incredibly important? For multiple different reasons. Most importantly, in my opinion, is the much talked about fact that with Tesla posting a profit this quarter, they are now eligible for inclusion into the S&P 500. What exactly does that mean? It essentially means that they have fought hard and they earned a seat at the table, as the saying goes. More excitingly, it means that investment funds that are classified as S&P 500 index funds will now be essentially required to include Tesla into the fund portfolios. This will create sudden and massive demand for Tesla's stock, and that will likely send the stock price up at a steep incline in the coming weeks. As a Tesla shareholder, I find this a very exciting time to be included in the Tesla mission. In addition to that major point, the fact that Tesla is profitable is incredible for some other glaringly obvious reasons. With the world still reeling in the throes of the economic impacts of recent events such as COVID-19, societal unrest, political upheaval, the vast majority of players in the automotive industry have taken a pretty big hit to their bottom line. As I understand it, all other automotive companies that have experienced reduction in business this quarter, while Tesla alone stands in the green.
So despite a massive industry decline, we actually went up.
So Tesla, despite all the odds, and with the handicap of being a very new startup company in a fiercely competitive industry, posted a profit during the worst economic downturn since the Great Recession of 2008. And Tesla has done so while being tormented at every turn by the mainstream media, by entrenched Wall Street gurus, legacy automakers, and having the full weight of the juggernaut oil industry pushed against them. As a very small part of the Tesla Truth Army, I for one am incredibly proud of what Tesla has achieved, not only this quarter, but throughout their bloody uphill battle since they were created. Congratulations to the Tesla team and to Tesla shareholders, to Tesla owners, and to the Tesla army, and of course to Elon Musk himself for the historic shift that has now clearly taken place. If you're looking for specific numbers as to the exact profitability and how it all compares to spending in the near future of the company's financials, I can't say enough good things about Gally over at Hyperchange. I listened to his numbers breakdown right after listening to the earnings call, and he does an excellent job of clarifying the specifics of the financials. Personally, I just don't have the intellectual capital to compete with his level of understanding and comprehension, and I am man enough to admit it. I'll put a link in the description to his Q2 analysis. You've got to take a listen, especially if you're a shareholder. Now, after Elon talked about profitability, the news just kept getting better and better and better throughout the earnings call.
We're also very excited to announce that we're going to be building our next Gigafactory in Texas.
So the official announcement has been made. Austin, Texas is the official location for the next U.S. Gigafactory, although it's rumored that its level of production is going to lead itself to be called the Terafactory. Whether Giga Austin or Terra Austin, either way, we know it's going to be in Austin, Texas. Elon even put out a call to action for engineers, manufacturing professionals, and others who might have an interest in jumping on board with Tesla and firing up the Austin factory.
So if anyone's interested in working at Giga Texas, with engineering, production, whatever the case may be, please let us know. This is we're going to be doing a major factory there.
If you're anything like me, my first question for Elon was, what's going to be made in Austin? In addition to the Cybertruck, of course. Elon has been very open about the fact that the next U.S. Gigafactory will be the home of the Cybertruck manufacturing. But what else will be coming out of the 2,000-acre massive manufacturing behemoth?
And it's also where we'll be doing Cybertruck there, the Tesla Semi, and we'll be doing Model 3 and Y for the eastern half of North America.
So in addition to the Cybertruck, which of course broke the internet and appears to be approaching or surpassing 1 million reservations, Model 3 and Model Y for the eastern half of North America will be produced at the Austin factory. The The most exciting part of that statement for me, though, was the declaration that production of the Tesla Semi now has a home. I personally don't have a Semi reservation, and I likely never will. I don't see a reason for it. But the production of the Semi is an absolute cornerstone piece of Tesla's mission to accelerate the transition of the world to sustainable energy, which of course requires sustainable transport. In addition, as a cute little ancillary benefit for Tesla fanboys like me, Elon's 18-month average timeline for this factory also means that Tesla will almost certainly be first to market with a sustainable energy electric semi-truck, as opposed to some other nameless vaporware companies who might desire to tout the claim that they're first to market, yet they haven't actually brought any, vehicles, actual production drivable vehicles. They haven't brought any of that to market yet. Like I said, nameless companies. I could be talking about anyone here. Now, if Cybertruck, Semi, 3, and Y are all going to make their bed in Austin, Texas, then what remains to be done at the Fremont factory in California? After all, Fremont, California is the home of the Tesla Mother Church. It would be EV blasphemy to leave Fremont in mothballs with nothing to do. Not to worry.
Now, at the same time, I want to say we will continue to grow in California. But we expect California to do Model S and X for worldwide consumption, and 3 and Y for the western half of North America.
So Fremont will still be churning away at full capacity with Model 3 and Model Y for the western half of North America, as well as Tesla's flagship production car, the 402-mile range Model S. Plus, my favorite vehicle in the Tesla lineup, the attention-grabbing Model X, will continue to be made in Fremont for the worldwide market. Now, Elon making mention of the X continuing to be produced in Fremont brought me some solace, because recent rumors of Tesla phasing out and discontinuing the Model X truly broke my heart. As my listeners know, I've got a jar in the closet which I throw in spare change, saving up for my own Model X. But damn it, I need time to fill the jar. Elon cannot discontinue the Model X. It's the family car dream. So I was brought some much needed comfort when Elon said that Model X would continue to be produced in Fremont. Now, for a rare update to the Roadster 2.0 program, this came straight from Elon during the call.
And we think probably also the Tesla Roadster, a future program, would also make sense in California.
So the good news is that the Roadster is back on Elon's radar. He has famously said that the Roadster constitutes dessert, and that it does not help Tesla's mission to transition the world to sustainable energy and transport. Tesla intends to get the meat and potatoes of Y, Cybertruck, and Semi into mass production prior to beginning the Roadster ramp. Now, if you want my detailed opinion on the Roadster and how it impacts Tesla's mission in a positive way, check out episode 1 of the Triple T podcast. I'll put a link down in the description. So we know what Austin and Fremont are doing, but what came of Tulsa? If you recall, Tulsa, Oklahoma made a big push to court Tesla as a possible location for the Cybertruck Terafactory. Now, what happens to the city that doesn't get the nod? What happens to Tulsa when it finished second place?
So, and I also want to just do a shout out to Tulsa, and just say thank you very much to the Tulsa team, the economic development team, and the governor. Really, I was super impressed. The whole Tesla team was super impressed, and we will for sure strongly consider Tulsa for future expansion of Tesla down the road.
My take on this? Considering the current rate of Tesla's expansion, I'm betting that Elon already has some kind of gentleman's agreement with somebody high up in Tulsa Economic Development Board, intending to make Tulsa the next Gigafactory location. And what will be made there? For my money, it could very well be a dedicated solar factory, since Elon has often alluded to the need for expanded cell manufacturing to continue the solar mission. Heck, it could even have the Roadster 2.0 line rather than it being in place in Fremont. Having a dedicated Roadster factory as a sidelight to solar cell factory could grease the skids for my fervent prayer that Tesla resurrects the Roadster referral program. Now, as for the Austin factory, what's the timeline on breaking ground, you ask?
We've already started work on the facility, so some initial construction work, so it's already underway. Started this weekend.
So they've already broken ground. Plus, a couple of different times on the call, Elon alluded to this 18-month timeline for a multitude of Tesla's projects to come to fruition. 18 months from yesterday's call would be January 2022. Now, adjusting for Tesla's newfound ability to underpromise and over-deliver on timelines, that might equate to Q4 2021 as an expectation of Cybertruck deliveries beginning. Imagine somebody getting an early Christmas gift of their Cybertruck delivery next Christmas. Plus, this would lead into Cybertruck deliveries really hitting their stride during Q1 of 2022, which would be a powerful driving force during a quarter in which most auto manufacturers take a loss. Churning out 100,000 Cybertrucks from a dedicated Cybertruck factory in Texas during a time when most auto dealers are begging for scraps with their hat in their hands would prove to send one hell of a statement to the worldwide market. Going back to solar, which honestly for me, solar isn't the sexiest part of Tesla's mission, but it is the part that has the greatest potential to advance Tesla's mission. Since its acquisition of Solar City, which we all consider to be an unofficial Tesla subsidiary anyway, Tesla has had some bumps in its solar process. The most impactful bump of which was the need to halt Tesla's solar in order to redirect battery cells and manpower from the solar side to the Model 3 production hell. But now Tesla is really coming into its own with its solar projects and with its manufacturing processes for 3 and for Y. So it's back to having solar as the landing page on Tesla.com. I personally think that Tesla Solar will be the dark horse of 2020 manufacturing, 2020 and 2021. Tesla has quietly been perfecting its product, methods, and installation, and I predict a large nationwide expansion of areas serviced throughout 2021.
So Tesla Solar is the lowest cost solar in the United States.
Elon stated on the call that it is not their intention to gouge customers for profit. They look to exact a small amount of profit, but to focus on affordability of their products and future expansion. So we can expect that as Tesla further perfects its processes, costs of solar will continue to come down. The most exciting part of the solar mission for me is the potential of having a power wall or two, and even the possibility of vehicle-to-grid capability combined with that solar.
Yeah, and then you could also get a power wall and have energy independence and be your own utility.
The idea of declaring independence from the grid brings me a monumental level of joy. As a pseudo-prepper, it really speaks volumes to me when the possibility exists of not only being able to sell electricity back to the grid, but to live independently of the grid in case of grid unreliability, whether power outages or whatever else might occur. The phrase, "be your own utility," should be the mantra that's splashed upon the landing page of Tesla's website. Now, changing gears, even though Teslas only have one gear, I kind of chuckled at one point during the call when Elon openly stated that he personally uses the newest versions of full self-driving in his own car for testing purposes.
I personally test the latest alpha build of the full self-driving software when I drive my car, and it is really, I think, profoundly better than people realize. It's almost getting to the point where I can go from my house to work with no interventions.
It made me laugh because Zach and Jesse have been joking about this for like over a year now. I can remember several occasions in which they joked something along the lines of, "I bet Elon has the feature-complete FSD version in his personal vehicle and just takes naps on the commute to work from home." So that must be how Elon gets so much done. You know, SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, Neuralink, father of 6. He gets to take cat naps in the car while he tests his level 6 autonomy fully sentient rocket car. The remainder of the call was questions from investors, which yielded some really great answers, and it was full of Easter eggs. It was so full of Easter eggs that those questions deserve their own podcast, which I will have up in a couple of days. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified when that video goes up. For now, I leave you with Elon's closing remarks to the Tesla universe.
In conclusion, I'd like to again say thanks for all the hard work of the Tesla team, achieving our first full year of profitability in the company history. Was incredibly difficult, and just as a result of the hard work of a lot of people from Tesla worldwide. And yeah, just think about the next 12 to 18 months. We'll have 3 new factories in place. Things are looking great with Giga Berlin. And we'll have Cybertruck, Semi, Roadster, full self-driving. There's so much to be excited about. It's really hard to kind of fit into this call, but the sheer amount of hardcore engineering, especially on the autonomy and the manufacturing engineering front, is mind-blowing.
The future of Tesla is clearly wildly exciting, with the time period between now and January 2022 promising to be a roller coaster of thrills for Tesla owners, Tesla shareholders, and Tesla reservation holders. I echo Elon's thanks to the Tesla team because they have worked tirelessly in the face of insurmountable opposition, and they've managed to emerge victorious yet again. I, for one, am proud to be a small part of the mission, and I proudly serve in the Tesla Truth Army.